Zuckerberg breaks silence on scandal. In a Facebook post, Mark Zuckerberg broke the silence since revelations that Cambridge Analytica used personal data from millions of users. "I know it takes longer to fix all these issues than we'd like, but I promise you we'll work through this and build a better service over the long term." Zuckerberg's statement comes after political leaders on both sides of the Atlantic clamored for probes into Facebook's handling of user data following reports that a political operative had harvested a huge chunk of the information in a bid to sway the U.S. presidential election. The Federal Trade Commission is weighing whether the social network violated a 2011 consent decree that restricts its sharing of data with third parties, Bloomberg reports, citing anonymous sources. Brian Acton, a co-founder of WhatsApp, which was acquired by Facebook in 2014 for $19 billion, tweeted, "It is time. Number delete Facebook. Number Humane Tech, problem. http://humanetech.com/problem. At Grow Up 2018 Great Reasons Us Will Unite Peace. Humane Tech/problem. Our society is being hijacked by technology. What began as a race to monetize our attention is now eroding the pillars of our society: mental health, democracy, social relationships, and our children. What we feel as addiction is part of something much bigger. There's an invisible problem that's affecting all of society. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google have produced amazing products that have benefited the world enormously. But these companies are also caught in a zero-sum race for our finite attention, which they need to make money. Constantly forced to outperform their competitors, they must use increasingly persuasive techniques to keep us glued. They point AI-driven news feeds, content, and notifications at our minds, continually learning how to hook us more deeply from our own behavior. Unfortunately, what's best for capturing our attention isn't best for our well-being. Snapchat turns conversations into streaks, redefining how our children measure friendship. Instagram glorifies the picture-perfect life, eroding our self-worth. Facebook segregates us into echo chambers, fragmenting our communities. YouTube autoplays the next video within seconds, even if it eats into our sleep. These are not neutral products. They are part of a system designed to addict us. The race for attention is eroding the pillars of our society. Mental health: the race to keep us on screen 24/7 makes it harder to disconnect, increasing stress, anxiety, and reducing sleep. Our children: the race to keep children's attention trains them to replace their self-worth with likes, encourages comparison with others, and creates the constant illusion of missing out. Social relationships: the race for attention forces social media to prefer virtual interactions and rewards, likes, shares, on screens over face-to-face community. Democracy: social media rewards outrage, false facts, and filter bubbles which are better at capturing attention and divides us so we can no longer agree on truth. The whole system is vulnerable to manipulation. Facebook advertisers can target based on what you've shared directly, but also what Facebook has inferred and NBSP, about you. Facebook advertisers can target based on what you've shared directly, but also what Facebook has inferred about you. Phones, apps, and the web are so indispensable to our daily lives, a testament to the benefits they give us, that we've become a captive audience. With 2 billion people plugged into these devices, technology companies have inadvertently enabled a direct channel to manipulate entire societies with unprecedented precision. Technology platforms make it easier than ever for bad actors to cause havoc, pushing lies directly to specific zip codes, races, or religions. Finding people who are already prone to conspiracies or racism, and automatically reaching similar users with lookalike targeting. Delivering messages timed to prey on us when we are most emotionally vulnerable, e.g., Facebook found depressed teens buy more makeup. Creating millions of fake accounts and bots impersonating real people with real-sounding names and photos, fooling millions with the false impression of consensus. Meanwhile, the platform companies profit from growth in users and activity. Won't we just adapt? 4 reasons why it's different this time. People always worry that new technology will harm society. 4 distinct forces make today different from anything in the past, including TV, radio, and computers. Artificially intelligent. No other media drew on massive supercomputers to predict what it could show to perfectly keep you scrolling, swiping or sharing. 24/7 influence. No other media steered 2 billion people's thoughts 24/7, checking 150 times per day from the moment we wake up until we fall asleep. Social control. No other media redefined the terms of our social lives, self-esteem, when we believe we are missing out, and the perception that others agree with us. Personalized. No other media used a precise, personalized profile of everything we've said, shared, clicked, and watched to influence our behavior at this scale. Exponentially growing platforms are easily exploited. The exponential growth of YouTube's content, based on publicly available data. The exponential growth of YouTube's content, based on publicly available data. As content grows exponentially, platform companies rely increasingly on automation. YouTube automates billions of videos to play next for 1.5 billion users. Facebook automates millions of ads shown to 2 billion users. Twitter automates showing millions of number trending topics to hundreds of millions of users. Unfortunately, these automatic algorithms are easily gamed to manipulate society at a massive scale, because platforms lack the capacity to reliably check for conspiracies, lies, and fake users. Profiting from the problem, platforms won't change on their own. We can't expect attention extraction companies like YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, or Twitter to change, because it's against their business model. Platforms would lose money if they solved the problem. Facebook would lose revenue if they blocked advertisers from micro-targeting lies and conspiracies to the people most likely to be persuaded. Twitter's stock price would fall if they were to remove the millions of bots on their platform, which academics estimate at 15% of their user base. Facebook would lose revenue if their tools didn't allow advertisers to automatically test millions of variations of content word choices, color, images to capture the most minds. So we have to change the rules of the game. The way forward, in the future, we will look back at today as a turning point towards humane design, when we moved away from technology that extracts attention and erodes society, towards technology that protects our minds and replenishes society. Humane design is the solution. To design humane technology, we need to start by looking at ourselves. To design humane technology, we need to start by deeply understanding ourselves. Humane design starts by understanding our most vulnerable human instincts so we can design compassionately to protect them from being abused. How are we vulnerable to getting overwhelmed, stressed, or outraged? How are we vulnerable to micro-targeted persuasion, e.g. messages that use our personality and traits against us? How are we vulnerable to the expectation of being available 24/7 to each other? We are creating humane design standards, policy, and business models that more deeply align with our humanity and how we want to live. How? 4 levers to redefine our future. Inspire humane design. Apple, Samsung, and Microsoft can help solve the problem, because keeping people hooked to the screen isn't their business model. They can redesign their devices and core interfaces to protect our minds from constant distractions, minimize screen time, protect our time and relationships, and replace the App Store marketplace of apps competing for usage with a marketplace of apps competing for usage with a marketplace of tools competing to benefit our lives and society. I am going to conclude this social media construct of delete Facebook and humane tech /problem with an address to the @FBI on Twitter to yet another school shooting. On Twitter I write just a few minutes ago. James Driscoll @GrowUp 24 minutes ago. @FBI Los Angeles @New York FBI. School shooting Mimplex is going to continue to occur until you counterpunch the underlying reasons why these shootings are occurring. It is about loss of trust quotients in our community. Where the government holds one truth continued, and the realities of the world holds an opposing truth. Where these truths collide is where the persons who lack their understanding involvement in loss of trust is holding society at fault for the loss of trust. Continued. What is required here is for the government to issue public awareness truth campaigns to the actual truths of the world as it relates to life plans and successful outcomes in oppression where oppression is never broken currently. Continued. The shooter's dead, we can't get the motives straight in their mind, but the evidence is clear, it is a lack in trust in government authority. The source Mimplex was Columbine High School in Colorado. https://www.cspan.org/video/123526-1/presidential address Columbine High School. Commitment is what is missing. Commitment to the truth. Commitment to change. Commitment to non-oppression and commitment to solutions in conflicts, such as bullying. Commitments are lost in the multitude of jaded views from this future back. Commitments to the future of right triumphs over wrongs. We are lost. It is about striving for the standards of excellence where we do not even know what excellence looks like out here in society. The government is not meeting a role model of excellence for sure. Community leaderships are not meeting the role of excellence for sure. School education is not meeting the role of excellence for sure. Mental health is not meeting the role of excellence for sure. And lastly, as I feel it is lastly important, gun control is not meeting the role of excellence for sure. At Grow Up 2018, Great Reasons Us Will Unite Peace. James Driscoll at Grow Up Now. Striving for the standards of change of excellence is found in these words to live by.
Words to live by. Art thou dejected? Is thy mind overcast? To chase thy gloom. Go fix some weighty truth. Chain down some passion, do some generous good. Teach ignorance to see, or grief to smile. Correct thy friend, befriend thy greatest foe. Be just in all things, make amends for follies past, and, with warm heart, forgive, and be forgiven. Let work not words thy virtue prove. Go act as well as prayed, and then thy counsels will be strong. Thy reprimands avail. Anonymous. The province of the historian is to gather the threads of the past ere they elude forever his grasp and weave them into a harmonious web to which the art preservative may give immortality. Therefore he who would rescue from fast gathering oblivion the deeds of a community and send them on to futurity in an imperishable record should deliver a plain unvarnished tale. About, words to live by. These words above appear in these titled publications. Elegant Extracts, Volumes 1-2. Vices Imus Knox, 1809 citation found page 142 in chapter titled Sacred and Moral. The works of the Reverend Dr. Edward Young, Volume 3. Edward Young, 1811 citation found page 70 chapter titled The Complaint. Poems Divine and Moral, many of them now first published 1821 citation found page 327 chapter titled Admired Poets heading, Night Aid. Much instruction from little reading, or, extracts from some of the most approved authors, ancient and modern 1827 citation found page 37 chapter titled, Young's Night Thoughts. The Cynosure, being select passages from the most distinguished writers 1837 citation found page 180 quote source cited, Young. Ravensdale, A Tale, Volume 2 Robert Thin, 1845 citation found page 108. The Universalist Leader, Volume 35, Issue 43. 1932 citation found page 659. The Poetical Works of Milton, Young, Gray, Beattie, and Collins. John Milton, Edward Young, Thomas Gray, 1836 citation found page 82 in chapter work titled, Young's Works. Paradise Lost, a poem in 12 parts, John Milton, Edward Young, 1850 citation found page 190 section titled, Young's Work The Complaint. Many Thoughts of Many Minds. Compiled by H. Southgate. By Henry Southgate, 1862 citation found page 274. In subject titled, Happiness, Secret of, Treasury of Wisdom, Wit, and Humor, Odd Comparisons and Proverbs, Adam Woolbeaver, Comp. Adam Woolbeaver, 1881 citation found page 184 section. Titled, Happiness beginning page 181. Exercises, Rules, and Hints on Elocution, George Walter Bainham, 1881 citation found in Exercise 12 on page 9. Holy Thoughts on Holy Things selected and arranged by E. Davies 1882, citation found page 244 subject titled Happiness, The Way to Obtain. History of the Counties of McKean, Elk, Cameron, and Potter J. H. Beers & Co., 1890 citation found preface page 3, noteworthy to being the full titled usage source of Words to Live By as being first line preface go fix some weighty truth and ending line citation usage plain unvarnished tale. The work continues here for a brief couple more additional lines which relates the author's intention onto these words that appear as preface to this titled work. They continue. Quote, "In such a spirit have the compilers of the following pages approached the work of detailing the history embodied therein, and trust they have been fairly faithful to the task imposed. It has been their honest endeavor to trace the history of the development of this section from that period when it was in the indisputable possession of the red man to the present, and to place before the reader an authentic narrative of its rise and progress to the prominent position it now occupies in the Keystone State." End quote. This statement source of Words to Live By goes to the integrity of honesty of conscience guidance of doing one's best approach work to the qualification scale of excellence. There is no better quotation found in literature that this modern-day historian-gatherer has found that can return back and reply some moral values from the past and return them back into modern-day living life. If anyone has other words of guidance not full of dogma beliefs, I welcome those words to be included in the Grow Up Peace Building collective work here on site. End of expanded notation on this titled work. The Essays of George Eliot. George Eliot, Nathan Shepard, 2009 citation found page 240 in chapter titled Worldliness and Otherworldliness. And many other publications can be found by a Google book search quote go fix some weighty truth end quote. More information can be found and discussed at this link. http://wikiworld.com/wiki/index.php/words to live by. Contact email address regarding this information. Words to Live By web page inquires at growup.net. At GrowUp 2018, Great Reasons Us Will Unite Peace. Copyright 2012 by James Martin Driscoll, all rights reserved.